From tug-of-war to live pigeon shooting, we take a look through 10 really weird Olympic sports that actually existed. Number 10. Tug-of-war. Believe it or not, tug-of-war featured in 5 modern Olympic Games, from Paris in 1900 through to Antwerp in 1920. Teams of 8 had 5 minutes to pull their opponent 6 feet over a line. If there was no winner after the time limit expired, the team who'd pulled their rivals the furthest would win. Unfortunately, 1916's Olympiad was cancelled after the outbreak of World War I. Number 9. Solo synchronized swimming. This only female sport had one swimmer trying to swim and dance in sync with, you guessed it, her imaginary friends. You're not the only one confused. For some reason, the sport only survived 3 Olympic Games, from 1984 to 1992. Wonder why? Number 8. Plunge for distance. Team USA's William Dickey remains the reigning Olympic champion in the plunge for distance, some 112 years after the winning gold at the 1904 Games in St. Louis, Missouri. That's because the event was never repeated. Dickey managed to glide below the surface for an astonishing 62 feet and 6 inches after diving into the water. I don't know about you, but it sounds pretty dangerous. Number 7. Hot air balloon racing. The mental gymnastics involved in calling hot air ballooning a sport was probably more demanding than the sport itself. Yet the very, very slow, tedious race was indeed an event, one time at the 1900 Olympics in Paris. We're starting to think the French were smoking something back in the day. Number 6. Roller hockey. Maybe if this was the 1970s and there was a disco ball or two, this sport would have probably taken off. Roller hockey debuted at the 1992 Barcelona Games. The game follows the rules of ice hockey, but with roller skates, with Argentina taking gold. Number 5. Swimming obstacle course. As strange as this sport may seem, the obstacles swimmers had to overcome are even more unusual. In the 1900 Games in Paris, swimmers crawled over boats, swam under them, and climbed a pole, all while swimming 200 meters in the Seine. What the hell were they thinking? Number 4. Dueling pistols. Poor plastic dummies. This sounds like it could have been the greatest Olympic sport of all time, although it wasn't. People didn't go ham on each other though. Instead, individuals fired away at plaster dummies. No wonder the sport only appeared once, and that was at the 1906 Intercalated Games, an event held in Athens under the auspices of the International Olympic Committee. Number 3. Rope climbing. Another sport with a chance of returning, the rope climb was actually part of the gymnastics program and was contested sporadically between 1896 and 1932. At the 1904 Games, the event was won sensationally by American George Iser, who competed with one wooden leg. Iser went on to win 5 more gymnastics medals, including 2 more golds. Number 2. Horse long jump. While the long jump event has tested the athletic prowess of track and field stars from around the world, back in the Paris Games of 1900, horses were given the chance to show off how far they could leap. As part of the equestrian events, horse long jump only had 1 Olympics to make its mark, and it failed to do so spectacularly. Number 1. Live pigeon shooting. It would have been an animal rights activist's worst nightmare. Almost 300 birds were reportedly killed when the live pigeon shooting event made its only Olympic appearance at the Paris Games in the year 1900. Belgian Leon de London gunned down 21 birds to take the title, but he was unable to repeat his win, as future games saw the live animals replaced with clay targets.